from a tower on the south edge of Pana. Hear the latest local news and agriculture information, swap shop, and more in Southern Christian, Northern Fayette, and Eastern Montgomery counties from WTIM. Even better now at 107.9 FM. Set a button on your radio for WTIM in the Pana area now at 107.9 FM.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station, with our second segment of the WTIM Morning Show. That's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust alongside Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Matt Hart. He is the CCEDC Director. And Matt, first and foremost, how are you this morning?
Grayson, I am great. It is always great to be with you and your listeners here on WTIM, and we're just so excited. It's a typical winter in Christian County. Very, very cold this morning, but it's a great day. And the great thing about cold weather is we know it doesn't last forever, and we've always got something to look forward to. And I think that's what's one more thing about unique that's about Christian County is we've always got something to look forward to. And we've had a lot to look forward to. You know, when it comes to our economy, we've had a great year in 2024. We got a lot to look forward to in 2025. And happy to chat with you and your listeners this morning.
Well, I appreciate that. And I tell you what, the sun shining today sure makes that hopefulness or that winter weather that we have right now feel that much more manageable. I can tell you that much. You mentioned looking back at 2024. I'd love to start there. We've been starting there and some other interviews, and I think that's a great place to start. So much happened in 2024. Whether you want to give a brief recap or you want to go in depth, Matt, take me where you want to go with 2024.
Sure. Well, and thankfully it's not brief. We've had a lot going on in Christian County in 2024. And there's continuing to be things that are going on because economic development, I just always want to remind people that, when we talk economic development, these aren't, this isn't a microwave. These aren't things that just happen real quickly. A lot of things take a lot of time, a lot of planning in construction. And so you've got to have a lot of patience. But despite that, we've had a very good year in 2024 in Christian County, and think we've got some great things in the works for 2025. I'm really excited. I talked to another developer yesterday, really excited about some of these things going on coming up in this year in 2025. But when we look back on the last year, some of the things that we've done at the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, we've expanded the county's enterprise zone. That's something that takes a lot of time. That's something that we had to take through 4 different levels of government. These are changes that had to be approved by the county board, had to be approved by the city of Taylorville, the city of Pana, city of Assumption, and everybody in this county working together to expand the enterprise zone, which is a way for business developers to save significant amounts of money when they do development. And it's a state incentive. And the state wants us to use this. Businesses have been using it. It's helped a lot of businesses grow in Taylorville and in Pana and in Assumption. And so we've expanded that. We're going to expand it again in 2025. But we greatly expanded the enterprise zone in 2024 and got that done in the early part of the year. Another big one, I think probably one of the biggest one that people see, especially if you're traveling Route 29 between Taylorville and Springfield, is Sloan Implement broke ground on their facility in Edinburgh. And we're talking about a 50,000 square foot facility that's going to employ some great technicians and great salespeople. It'll allow Sloans to better serve their customers in Christian County and north of Christian County. Really excited about this new development, and that should be construction is continuing on that through the winter, and that should open up in 2025. So really, we broke ground on that in 2024. We had down in Pana, had a lot of successes in Pana as well. Jack Flash had their grand opening. B&R Marine has expanded in their industrial park. Performance Food Service or Great Western Products held their grand opening in 2024. So again, 3 great businesses in the southern part of the county that are employing people, putting people to work, and serving the communities in southern Christian County. Back in Taylorville, we've had some new businesses pop up, a lot of local businesses, and also some national chains. Sonic, remember, opened up in 2024. Papa John's just opened up in 2024. Fur Love, a new gem that we have on the Taylorville Square, just opened up. It looks beautiful. In fact, I drove by that again this morning, and the copper facade is looking just so beautiful this morning. And there's many other businesses in development. The Small Town Trading Company, opening up. Work continuing on Jack's on Main, Lincoln Hall. all the other businesses. I know Anderson Jewelers is going to celebrate their 150th anniversary in 2025. Our downtown square is just, if you haven't been on the square, I tell people this all the time, especially if you haven't been here in years or even months or even weeks. It's really fun to see the development going on the square here in Christian County. And then we can't forget folks like E.L. Pruitt. E.L. Pruitt added a manufacturing plant in Taylorville as well. They bought a facility that BR Marine vacated when they consolidated all of their operations in Pana. That left open a property for E.L. Pruitt to purchase in Taylorville, and now they're manufacturing pipe. Doing pipe fabrication here in Taylorville, and that's a new business, and those are new employees that we brought to Christian County in 2024. So those are just a few of the things. I know there's a lot of other things that in motion as well, but 2024 was a very busy year, but we're keeping the pedal to the metal, and we're looking forward to continuing that momentum into the new year.
So much touched on there. I love furloughs. I'll just get that out of the way first and foremost, but I'd like to go back down to Pana. Pana recently opened those newest schools, the elementary school and the high school.
Yeah.
So what can you say about not only bringing businesses in to attract new individuals to Christian County, but also upgraded schools and schools that are going to benefit their kids? What does that bring to the community as a whole?
Absolutely. So we call that quality of life. And that's something that people are looking for when they're looking to locate where they want to live, where they want to raise their family. They want to have good schools. Absolutely. Even if they don't have kids in the schools, they want to know that the schools are good where they are. But schools today, I mean, they are building our future leaders. They're building our future employees. And we've got great schools in Christian County that are equipping and building the future of our leaders in Christian County and our future business leaders. But it all starts with everyone in the community working together, rowing in the same direction, and caring. A lot of it just goes back to finding people who care, and bringing them together and making sure that we are improving our schools. So because that sends a message that this is a great place to live. It's a great place to work. It's a great place to build a business. It's a great place to raise a family. And then that attracts people to this area.
What are some other quality of life? You mentioned quality of life. Mm-hmm. So schools, of course, one would say something like hospital or healthcare coverage, or what are some of those other quality of life that are outside of businesses, but absolutely benefit the community as a whole? Sure.
Well, you brought up healthcare. Healthcare is a big one, especially for an older population. And Christian County does have a little bit older population. But older folks are looking for, they don't want to have to travel an hour and 15 minutes to get to, a physical therapy appointment. Sure. And we've got in Christian County, both in Taylorville and Pana, we've got some world-class medical facilities that are, preventing folks in Christian County from having to travel to Springfield or having to travel to Peoria or St. Louis. You can get a lot of those procedures or therapies, or a lot of the medical needs are being serviced right here in Taylorville. They're being serviced, locally in Pana. And that's one thing that people are looking for, that they don't have to travel an hour and 15 minutes to go to the doctor.
Absolutely. One other thing you kind of touched on there for a moment was that expanded enterprise zone. Could you explain just a little more in depth for really me, myself, and also the listeners, what the enterprise zone is, why it means so much, and what the changes, not only in 2024, but maybe the expected changes in 2025 really bring?
Yeah, so there are economic incentives, and the three big economic incentives in today are TIF districts, enterprise zones, and business development districts, and we've got those scattered all throughout the county. And TIF districts, we don't have time I can talk more about TIFs in a minute, but the enterprise zone itself, that is a tool that is set up through the state of Illinois. There's an Enterprise Zone Act that was actually passed by the Illinois General Assembly, signed by the governor, and it allows developers to come in, and probably the biggest one that developers will see is the savings on sales tax on your building material. And if you're going to come in and you're going to build a massive facility, and you're going to spend $1 million on building material, and the sales tax, the state sales tax and local sales tax, can be 7, 8, 9%. If you can save that on all of your building materials, and it's what it is, it's the state basically saying, listen, we don't want your sales tax dollars in that. We'd rather you, developer, or you, local community, we'd rather you keep that money, and maybe instead of doing $1 million project, you do a $1.1 million project. But it's an incentive that that is helpful. It's a tool that we use. It's something developers are looking for. One of the first questions that I get asked from developers when they're looking at different properties is it in an enterprise zone? Is it in a TIF district? They want to know what kind of benefits are out there, and other communities are using enterprise zones. I think there's over 100 enterprise zones throughout the state of Illinois, and we need to make sure that our enterprise zone is up to date, and also that it is in locations that will attract new businesses and allow our existing businesses to expand as well.
Let's talk about not only the existing business and moving on and then upgrading their facilities, but then E.L. Pruitt coming in, not leaving that building open for any amount of time.
Yeah.
What can you say about that as well? Not seeing a building sit. I mean, immediately somebody has come in and replaced that. What does that show not only the community, but other developers interested in the area?
Yeah, well, the message, the message we hope it sends is that, Taylorville and Christian County are ready for business. And when John Pruitt reached out to us and was interested in that building, and let me take a step back. 85% of the time when a developer is looking for to expand their business or grow their business, 85% of the time they're looking for an existing building. They want that building to already be in place, because businesses today can't wait years to build things. They need months or weeks, because they'll come in and they'll adapt, they'll modify, but they want to get moving as quickly as they possibly can. And so it is important that we have existing inventory that is available. And we know, some people looked at when VNR Marine consolidated in Pana and was no longer manufacturing on Park Street in Taylorville. Some people said, "Oh man, we lost someone in Taylorville," but that was actually a good thing, because it allowed us to have another piece of property available, and that's what E.L. Pruitt was looking for. And we asked E.L. Pruitt, what was it that drew you to Taylorville? And they said it was that building. We needed that building, and by that building being available, that building being in an enterprise zone also saved them significant dollars, and that's why they're here in Taylorville, and that's why they're employing people in Taylorville today.
That's interesting. I would have never thought about it in that regard of seeing, we'll say, an empty building, but that leads to more prospective candidates in terms of, hey, come develop in our community. Matt Hart, CCEDC Director, is with us now on the WTIM Morning Show. We're going to take our first break here, and I think we need to look ahead to 2025, because there is a whole lot to look forward to. You're listening to WTIM and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, as well as Landmark of Taylorville. We'll be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Follow the Taylorville Lady Tornadoes basketball team this season on 96.5thechill.com on air and streamed online. Hear all the Lady Tornado games home, away, and playoffs this season on 96.5thechill.com on air and online, sponsored by
First National Bank, Advanced Eye Care, and McDonald's, all in Taylorville.
The purple and gold are coming your way. The Taylorville Tornadoes are going to do it today.
If you're looking to grow your business, the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation is here to help. From keeping local businesses thriving to attracting new investment, they're all about building a brighter future for Shelby County. They sponsor job fairs to connect talent with employers and inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs through the Shelby County CEO program. Find out how they can help you. Click their icon now at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation, growing business, growing community.
Taylorville Care Center can get you back to doing the things you used to do with their personalized therapy program. You'll get great medical care with private rooms to get the therapy you need to return home. And your friends and family can come by and cheer you on in recovery. Whether you've been in the hospital or just need a little help, check out Taylorville Care Center's great therapy program. Stop by or give them a call at 824-9636. That's 824-9636. Taylorville Care Center, caring for the community for over 50 years.
I'm Jeff Grimmett, Assistant Vice President at People's Bank and Trust in Taylorville. People's Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Taylorville Junior High School Students of the Month on all of the WTIM platforms.
Hi, I'm Keegan Heimsness, the 6th grade student of the month. My parents are Nicole and Raymond Heimsness. The school subject I enjoy is science because I get to do experiments. This year, I am in soccer. My favorite position to play is midfield. After high school, I'm considering being a software developer as a career because I think it'll be interesting, and my father also does this. A fun fact I'd like you to know about me is for a really long time, I've been super interested in STEM.
Congratulations to these students on this honor from People's Bank and Trust. We put people first every day at People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Taylorville Care Center's custom therapy program can help you, whether coming from a hospital stay or just need a little help. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Brandy Bruley here, Superintendent of Taylorville Schools. We promote student success because Taylorville schools are A+. Find out everything we can offer your students by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM and our morning show, our second segment, brought to you by our title sponsors and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first alongside Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest is Matt Hart, CCEDC Director. We've been talking a whole lot about 2024. Let's turn the page to 2025 because there is so much you're looking to get taken care of this year. Again, Matt, take me where you need to go for 2025.
Yeah, so no, we've had a great 2024, a lot of progress, a lot of things working behind the scenes that the public won't see, that hopefully we think that they will see in 2025 because of the work we've been doing in 2024. Some of the things that people are seeing, let's start there. Again, Sloan Implement broke ground in 2024. Hopefully we'll have that completed in 2025. This is a world-class facility that is, right at the entryway to Christian County as you're coming from Springfield. So excited about having Sloan Implement there and the people that are going to be working there, the salespeople that will be working there. It's going to be just an absolute gem for Christian County when Sloan Implement opens up later this year. And then as you come down Route 29, we got Starbucks. Is coming along. We're expecting, a few more months away before the Starbucks is open in Taylor, but we know the Starbucks is going to be opening up in 2025. And in addition to that, we've got a new business out at the airport. Temp Air LLC has broken ground on a facility in Taylorville. That's going to be more jobs. That's going to be more business coming to Taylorville, literally flying in as we have a new business at the airport in Taylorville. And we're so excited to have John Templeton and Temp Air coming to Christian County 2025. We know that Midwest Meter in Edinburgh, they're looking at doing a major expansion as well. And that's, again, this is another gem that we have in Christian County with a business that employs a lot of people, services people and customers throughout the Midwest and really throughout the country, located right here in Christian County. They're looking at doing an expansion and we're working with them to help them on that expansion as well. Over in Assumption, we've got their new subdivision that has gone in. They've got 16 new lots there. This is, again, back to quality of life. It's providing a great place to build a new home, whether you're working in Assumption or working in Decatur or working in Painter or Taylorville. There's a new subdivision there that the local government has developed. There's a new daycare in Assumption as well. We do know in 2025, we've also got, knock on wood, the bike path we thought was going to be, the bridge was going to be delivered in 2024. We've been told now 2025. But this bridge that will connect the bike path along Route 29 between Taylorville and Lake Taylorville was delayed, but we should have that bridge delivered in 2025. And we can reconnect that pathway, that bike path from the city of Taylorville out to the lake. And we're really excited about what that will do for Taylorville and for Lake Taylorville, and really for bicyclists, who can travel all the way from Taylorville to Pana on the bike path. In addition, folks are going to see a lot of development around the square in Taylorville. Over $5 million is being invested, and this is being split between the state of Illinois and the city of Taylorville and the Business Development District and the funds that they've got there. But over $5 million in improvements we know are coming in 2025. The city has applied for an additional grant as well, so we're hoping that for even more. But there's going to be some major things going on to make the square in Taylorville and Christian County look really nice. And then, again, I've got a lot of other things. I was just talking with another developer yesterday that are interested in Taylorville and the industrial park. We're looking at, and we've put together some incentive packages for some potential developers there as well. And by the way, again, if anyone's interested in that industrial park, there's 46 acres on Route 29, 12,000 vehicles a day drive by this facility. 17 lots are available there. You can go onto our website and to get more information. You can always call us and we'll tell you more about that industrial park. Our phone number is just 217-565-2280, or go to our website, christiancountyedc.com, for more information on that. But that's a shovel-ready project, 46 acres. And you can buy property today. You can break ground this spring. We can have you operating by summer in the new industrial park. So a lot going on in 2025. And again, 2024 was great, but that's over. It's time to focus on the future and keep moving forward. And that's what we're going to do.
And Matt, I'm glad it is you that is focusing on the future in 2025. Again, Matt Hart, CCEDC Director here on the WTIM Morning Show. As you can tell, he is a weathered veteran. It's brought to you today by not only People's Bank and Trust, but Landmark of Taylorville. Matt, thank you so very much for your time today. And thank you for everything that is headed our way here in 2025. You've been listening to WTIM, your information station,
WTIM. Later today, a small private service in Plains, Georgia. Then Mr. Carter will be laid to rest alongside his wife, Rosalind, in their hometown. Wind-driven wildfires continue to rage in Los Angeles County, California. The death toll, at least 5. Thousands of buildings, including many homes, have been destroyed as the fires continue to ravage communities throughout the Los Angeles area. President Trump has met with congressional Republicans in the Senate, going over plans for implementing